of sugar in them. So, calorie-wise, though, they're up to 230, so they give you a little bit of energy. They're expensive, though. All right, not a whole lot of exciting stuff going on. Eat one of these one bars, but I did buy a book. I haven't bought a book in a while. I do a lot of sample reading, and then when the sample runs out, I'm like, yeah, I got something out of that, and then I'll move on to another sample. But I chose to use Apple Books rather than Kindle, and I'll tell you why. So, kind of chewing. Kindle was hooked up with Amazon. I had a problem with Amazon one time. I bought some stuff, and like a year went by, and they charged me like $100 just to be like part of this membership because it was in the fine print. Made me really mad. So I didn't expect it because they didn't really tell me. This happened years ago, my second marriage. So I called them, some third party person. They returned the money, of course. Because I only buy stuff on Amazon occasionally. But now I don't at all because of that. So I had to like unsubscribe from Prime. Now I've been on Prime Video, Butterfly, the Russian martial arts film that I did in Dallas. It made it on Prime Video, so you can find it on Prime Video. I don't know about now, but it premiered on Prime Video or whatever. Not against it, but I think they have to be very clear and send you an email, the receipt, or whatever. But I'm going to talk about Apple Books. It's not exactly Kindle. I kind of wanted to use Kindle because I like Kindle. I like their little features that you have when you're reading. Like I like you can make the print really large because I wear glasses. Or you can do different things like a page mark, and then you can do like another page mark or something like that. All these little cool things that you can do. Now Apple Books, I don't know, maybe you can. I just haven't been able to really figure it out. Looks like you can just read the text the way that they present it. If you have to get bigger glasses or whatever, it's just kind of standard. But what I noticed was the book that I wanted to get was No Country for Old Men. It's Cormac McCarthy. It's actually a really good book. I read the sample. I was like, man, I gotta really get this book. This is like really exciting. It's a little bit different than the movie. Not completely, but it is a little bit different because you're reading, rather than just watching the movie. So it's obviously going to be different. So I decided to buy it, and I looked around. I don't remember the book being $27, and I looked on my account. I was like, $27.01. What? So I thought it was like $12.99 or something like that. But it just says it's pending. So I don't know if Apple Books charges like an extra $10 or something. Because if they did charge an extra $10, then the book would be $17. Now it's not an audio book. Because some of the audio books are, like in the 20s or $25. But most books, and I went through all the bestsellers and things like that on Apple Books, they're like $14.99 or $12.99, some even $9.99, some even cheaper. So I'm thinking $27. Now it's pending. So if y'all do know anything about like if they charge an extra $10 like the first time you use them or something, let me know. But also I bought a song for $1.40 and that hadn't hit the account. So I don't know. Maybe it's something they put in, or maybe it's something they held for a few songs. I think I bought a few songs that didn't hit. So did they tack that on to the purchase and just hit me with a bigger purchase? That I don't know. I'll have to find out. But I may not be buying another Apple Book because of that and go back to Kindle. The thing is if I buy from the Kindle, I don't want to be charged that $100 hidden membership fee, which is like Amazon Prime. So I'm a little like, well, where am I going to get my books? Now, I used to use Google Books whenever I had the Samsung. I'm using an iPhone 11. But when I had the Samsung, I got a bunch of Google Books, like maybe 3 or 4. But I do have a few Apple Books. I have American Sniper by Chris Kyle. I got that one a long time ago. I got it on Apple, I guess. I read some of that. I think I rebought it. And it's kind of cool. I guess I got kind of a kick. He's not like a bestseller. He's not like Stephen King or Cormac McCarthy or something. But I've been wanting to buy some Cormac McCarthy books, you know, and so right now this will be my first one that I bought digitally. Now, I have bought other ones. Cormac McCarthy I've bought, or I purchased, I guess is the proper English, is I purchased, or I bought, not bought, but I bought or purchased a book, you know, the physical copy of The Redness in the Evening Sun, which is Blood Meridian. I bought that one, and I think I resold it. And then also I had The Crossing, bought that one, and I think I might have picked up The Road. I don't know. But I can also rent these from the library as well. But this kind of helps me stimulate some maybe dialogue and stuff for the possible next time I start writing. I'm really being selective with what I'm going to put down on paper that's going to go into the actual script. So I'm going to try and do an experimentation on writing this new script. Last night I almost did a dot-to-dot plot reconstruction of the whole film. Sometimes that doesn't work out. And the reason why is because you could do it and not completely follow it. Because I'm trying to do this particular film or this screenplay, which I don't know how long it's going to be, 45 pages, 60 pages. I'm trying to do it by feel. Like, I want to look at the scene on paper and go, I feel that this will do something. And then I move forward. If I do dot to dot and I do a plot structure from Act 1, you know, rising action, or expedition, rising action, climax, falling action, denouement, if I do follow that, and, you know, then here's the inciting incident at the beginning and all that kind of stuff. If I follow that pattern, and then I do circle to circle, and I show it, you know, and I draw it out, and then I stick to that biblically, I could be confined to something that can maybe possibly not be as entertaining as if I went by the feel of it. So I think, where can the movie go? And I'm kind of throwing that in my head. And then I find my favorite moment that I can do. Like, I don't want to go all of a sudden show up at Walt Disney World. I can't do that. I don't have, you know, $7,000 to travel there and survive there for a day and, you know, whatever you need to even get around at Disney World. So I have to think what's doable, and then when it works, then I write it down and the dialogue comes, and it's almost like a song or something. I'm going to approach the script that way. You're all away from Georgie. All right, first one is 526.5 1.6. That's pretty much the Fort Worth Independent School District administration building or something. See if they're doing go-karts today. Yeah, it'd be nice to get back into production, get the old clapper out. I don't know, the only thing I don't like, to be honest, is sound. Sound is just, it's very difficult to work with. But there might be some, here's the Trinity River. By that time, I'll probably have the iPhone 15 Pro. No go-karts. I'll have the iPhone 15 Pro, and I'll probably use this as a mic. There are other techniques too. I've seen everything from like spy pins and stuff that you can put on the actor, so to mic them, and then I guess maybe you would, if I have them, that's why the MacBook Pro is so important for all of this, is because it's going to be kind of the meeting ground for all the film and media stuff that will be going into the movie. So if I do, like, let's say like a sound bite, or if I'm just doing like, I don't know, room sound or something like that, I can send that up to an email, and then I can just retrieve it on the MacBook Pro. It goes right into iMovie. And then, you know, so I can transfer that. I can also just, since this movie is a lot about phones and stuff, it's about the smartphones and thievery and all this kind of stuff. I watched The Burglars last night. It's a French film. It was okay. It was pretty good. They had some like Jason Bourne style car chases that were like big time early, I don't know, 60s, 70s kind of style cars, you know. I don't know the year of the movie, but it was pretty good. I thought some aspects of it were a little commercial, but it's French. Anyway, going back, so it's dealing with phones, you know, it's like the phone right here. Is dealing with phones, then a lot of people can be holding their phone while they're talking, so they could record their own vocals and then just email it to me, and then I would just take that and it would go right down. Or I could use, you know, my phone and then just email it to myself and then just download it right onto the editor. You do want to do like probably like some kind of clapper, you know. So if their sound's rolling, then you would, you know, say sound rolling, and then just you would say the same scene title. So it'd be like, you know, if I called it A Cat Named Crook, the movie would be Cat, and then scene 1 or whatever, you know, if I tile it by numbers, and then you know, roll sound, and then they're rolling their voice recording, and that records the voice. And so the clapper you would match in the editor, and that is very, it takes some time. I did that once with a projectionist. It could take quite a bit of time to match it so it matches perfectly, and that's why you use that clapper sound. You know, doing that, you can't really hear it. Snapping is a little bit better. But ideally, I'd probably want to use the camera mic as much as possible, because that never really fails in matching the sound. It's just so much easier. But you know, you want to get those good quality sounds on the dialogue. You know, if you really work really hard on the dialogue, and you want to match that to the movie, and that's kind of what people like to watch. It's kind of like watching a book unfold, you know, in live action kind of thing. And then, of course, lighting. I do plan to get a $250 light. I've seen this really cool one that's been advertised for a lot of different independent films. And it's a multifunctional light, so you can turn it up and down, the LED. You can show different lighting effects, like a strobe light if you want to get all Lynchian. And there's got, you know, different shades you can put on there, different gels and things like that you can put on top of it and stuff, and use it for various things. I did plan to get that one for interiors. See a loose dog right over here. He's got distracted. Hopefully he doesn't smell the pizza. You know, that kind of thing. Get, you know, some lighting effects. I don't have a lot of training in lighting, but I did go to a 3-point lighting class. I audited it in NYU back around time Schindler's List was released. So let's see what this. Yeah, it's gonna be that one. 604 12 3.9. It's just on the playlist. Well, looks like Stage West has a production of p.s.s, which I was advertised to on Instagram. And a friend of mine named, she goes by Dashley, but it's, I guess she goes by, that's where she goes by Dashley. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Dashley's throwing me off. I don't. That's what comes up on the Instagram.
Schultes is what it was a stage name, I think, is what the name that's down that way, Stage West. The show's called p.s.s. But it throws me off, though. I need to get through here really quick before this guy flips out. Weird. I can say the name in my head only. That's really weird. I hate when that happens. I guess because Dashley kind of threw me off. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, last name is Schultes, or the actress's name is, but it's Stage West. Dana. Yeah, Dana. That's weird. Dashley and Dana are not the same kind of way of speaking of the consonants. Dana is the name. Anyway, they're doing it at Stage West. I think it's like $40. I didn't check the pricing on tickets, and I don't know if you can get discounts on tickets if you do like dress rehearsal, things like that. I usually try to go to dress rehearsals or stuff, where I can save like $20. And I don't know. I usually only go see playwrights that I know about. Like they did Annie Baker's Aliens there. I really liked it. I thought it was good. And they also did Annie Baker's The Flick. They did that out in the Undermain Theater, did it. But we're talking about Stage West, which is here in Fort Worth. Once run by Jerry Russell, who's no longer with us, and then Jim Cobalt, which I thought Jim Cobalt did a really good production of Breaking the Code back in the day when they were in the downtown location. This was in probably the 90s. Pretty good production of that one, which is, they ended up making a movie way later about it, about the guy who broke the U-boat codes and pretty much invented the binary code for the computer. But anyway, they've done a lot of good stuff. They do kind of like off-Broadway, Broadway-style theater, kind of. Occasionally they do a musical. I don't know. I did see November there, which was David Mamet. I thought it was okay. My friend Rob was in. He's pretty good. He kind of reminded me of like a Gene Wilder kind of innocent production, performance kind of thing. There was kind of comedy. It was okay. I thought it was. I'm not the biggest fan of David Mamet's November, but I do like David Mamet, like American Buffalo, and the other one that he did, Glenn Ross, is really good. Always Be Closing, But I don't know, I don't know. So I go to these shows sometimes, and theater shows, and it can be a great time. It can be a great time, and then at other times it can just be kind of a snoreboard. I'm not saying I don't know anything about p.s.s. It looks very exciting on Instagram. It looks like a very exciting show. There's a bunch of women, but I did see Dana when she was younger in 5 women wearing the same dress. I thought she was good in that. She played like the Christian character in it. I think she might have won an award for that. But that was back at Wesleyan days when we were all doing theater on stage. I thought she was pretty good in that. Kim Bowers was in that too. Kim Bowers is a dean in California at a university, some university in California. She's actually a dean, which is crazy. But I helped her with her Irene Ryan audition or whatever it was. We did a View from a Bridge scene when she was awarded an Irene Ryan, I think. I was awarded an Irene Ryan for Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar and never got to go forth with the prize, which is going to Washington and performing. I didn't get to do that, so I had to take some time off from college and get away from everything. But, it's like college days. If they're doing like something, and they've done some amazing shows, don't get me wrong, but if they're doing if they're doing Annie Baker, I'll probably go and see it. Same with Sam Shepard. There's a good chance. The only time I didn't go out and see a Sam Shepard play was when Stage West was doing Simpatico. I didn't know a lot about Simpatico, but I probably should have. And, the thing I worked with Stage West, well, with Jerry Russell, not Stage West, but was in Jump the Train at River Point, and he let me go because I was experimenting and acting. I was just too experimental, and he just didn't want to deal with me. So I moved on and did a lot of stuff at Hip Pocket, other theaters. I worked in theaters in California and New York, and worked on set in Hollywood, things like that. So I'm pretty confident with the career that I've had, and I feel confident as a filmmaker, and I think things will work out. I'm not really scared. This avenue right here is New York Avenue. As long as you believe in yourself, then like nobody can really stop you. But it does look cool. I like community theater. I think that's, you know, a lot of people that have won Oscars and stuff, they have thanked community theater because community theater's helped them. And also professional theater, you know, they're about the same. I never really noticed the theater experience in New York as any different than any community theater experience when I was living in New York and acting.